Welcome to WABI TV5's live coverage of the 57th Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race. I'm Ben Barr, joined in this very warm and dry booth by Brian Sullivan, and Connor Magliozzi is Streamside, and we'll hear from him throughout the broadcast. First question for you, Sully, as we're starting to get some canoes and kayaks in here. How are you today on this greatest day of the year on the happiest place on earth?
Yeah, you know, I think some people would call the Masters a tradition unlike any other. This is a tradition onto Maine. This is a day that a lot of people look forward to. As you can see along the stream, there are some hardy folk that have come out to 6 Mile Falls because they always have and they're always going to. I know there are some people at home that are watching who said, you know, it's a little bit rainy. I think I'm going to lean into TV5 on that one, and that's why we're here. Because
right.
People love watching this event because it's so fun. We got more than 400 boats. We've seen a few go through. We got one coming into screen on the screen right now. So our first taste of taking on the rapids.
Now they're doing a hard left to right approach here, but then really cutting across the green. You have to know the underwater there definitely well to do something like that. Looks like that is number 46 coming down. Well, Damien Gallipo out of Indian Island, Maine. What does he win for being the first one through? I have no idea. You might need to call the promotions department on that, Sully, but a great job and a great start to the broadcast here.
Yeah, we've seen a few vessels make their way through. A couple of people have portaged, but nobody has gotten that first sip of the Kenduskeag Stream yet.
And portaging can even be a little hazard in itself. You know, we've seen the greatest fans for canoeing come out here and have to traverse the muddy shorelines as well as the muddy waters today. I'm glad we're comfortably clean and dry here, that's for sure. And you mentioned that the Masters a tradition unlike any other. I was going to say this one's right up there, of course, for Maine, like you were saying, Sully.
Yeah, we're up here nicely in our broadcast booth. Well, we got a little break in the action. Maybe we should check in with Connor and just see how things are going down there. It's not easy to be streamside on a day like this. Connor, what is it like down there? You got anybody hanging out with you?
Well, Sully, I got to be honest. I would not necessarily call this tropical conditions. In my few years of river racing experience, I would not call this the most pristine environment possible. However, we got a lot of hardy folks out here today, as you just mentioned, right here along the rocks, right up above on the bridge too. People coming out in force to, really take in this day that, as you guys noted just a moment ago, is really just such a special day for people here in this area. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit about the Portage Pass. Now, if you look over there, necessarily towards, where those, the kind of rapids are, that is the area where you are going to see a lot of people wiping out here today. Now, for some people, we actually have one gentleman coming and doing that right now. For those who do not necessarily want to go through the rapids, they do have the opportunity to essentially get out of their canoe, race right around here, put it down, and then get right back into the water. Although I will tell you right now, as I was coming down just a moment ago, the direct area right in front of me that a lot of people are going to be running through, it is incredibly muddy and slippery. And so you might be able to avoid wiping out there over on the rapids, but you certainly have to double check yourself before you wipe out. I just saw one poor gentleman do that just a few moments ago, as we now see two racers getting back here into the water. And so, yeah, that is one of the options that you have, but it's interesting trying to get out of danger right there, but also have to be careful that you don't get yourself into some danger right there. We have two more coming down this way. I'm going to keep an eye out for this one, guys. It should be a really exciting day.
And that was Mark and Allison rising there, so I guess they know how to launch a canoe out there in Saco, Maine, right there by Connor Magliozzi.
Well, we got this one taking on some water as it takes on a little turn to the left, to the right.
That has to be a skill. Paddle with one hand and maybe bail with a bucket in the other if it's going this way.
Yeah, they made it through. Kudos to them.
That's right, with 6 miles to go.
Everybody we talked to about this said that the paddle was going to be a little slow in the 10 miles to get to this point because just of the conditions. This isn't the fastest water that we've seen in all the runnings of the Kenduskeag. Think about they get a lot of snow this year, Ben. So we did get a bunch in one clump right there when spring showed up. But overall, the course of the winter, this isn't a year that we were loaded up with the white stuff. So you see the conditions as one of our engineers described it. Herb Air called it Bony out there over the rapids.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely looking bony so far, that's for sure. Now, I know that 51 on the side probably wasn't their official bib number, so why not? Hi, Willie Green and Ethan Lamb, whether or not you were just there. they're in the race, and all your best friends are looking out for you. Also want to look out today for Larry Merrill, who helped us out so graciously in our feature stories this week for a look back in Streamside. We'll have that on later in this broadcast as well. He's 79. Sully, imagine doing that. His 45th race today, and he claims that he's never tipped over once. And
Never.
I don't know how that's possible. I don't know. I don't want to get the video proof today. If something were to happen, knock on wood, but yeah. One of those institutional guys.
I slipped getting into the broadcast booth, and he's taken this thing on 45 times and never dumped it. It's an impressive feat.
That's why we're up here, and he's down there on the water.
Another paddler, number 96, deciding to portage. Maybe it's 83.
That's a 96 on the front end. That's right. So, getting a good look at. Well, that's registered to Jacqueline Steinman. I'm not sure on that. Hey, we want to thank you. We want to thank Next Home Experience, the title sponsor for our live coverage of today's race. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. It's a good way to say hi to Steve McKay, the legendary meteorologist.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that, Ben, that was William Anderson out of Thorndike. If my
you saw his bib at the very end.
Yeah,
Okay.
I caught the bib. So that's William Anderson. So we're going to do our best to try and spot these bibs, because sometimes it appears that the vessel number isn't lining up with the bib number.
Yeah,
but the bib number would have been what they've gotten most recently at Kenduskeag Plaza, or in the town of Kenduskeag.
I was going to say, no way that Jackie just sent him out like that. Yeah.
So there you go. That's the Lincoln Rescue Squad. That's Lincoln Fire Department, I believe. They are manning Streamside for anybody who should need their help.
Hey, tell you what, this Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race, Salute to Heroes, is sponsored by Frost's Garage, quick service, friendly staff, and knowledgeable mechanics, all at an affordable price. Wonder if they do any work on canoes here, or just mechanical automobiles.
That is bib number 7, I believe.
Now we're
family,
really
I think,
hurrying
that just
up.
went through.
Joanna Howe, Rachel Brooks, Tim Brooks, all from Clifton. Clifton has made it on the water. There's a good look at Vitus Morsalonis.
And number 33, who you got?
33, I've got Larry Bird. Just kidding. Josiah Corbin and JL Fleming from Dover Foxcroft.
Yeah, we're coming hot and heavy now. We're really ramping up the action here. Still, everybody, these are the people that I'm far from an expert, but these are the ones, they've come at a pretty good clip. So, they're taking on the rapids. I think the people that want to score, a good time, they maybe portage their way through, but those people are taking on the rapids, and certainly adeptly at this point.
Like you said, a great pace, picking up a little bit hot and heavy. Great Seinfeld episode as well, who's hot and who's heavy. We got time to bring it up from outside of the race. I want to shout out everybody that was behind the scenes helping hook up this broadcast as well here for way longer than we had to set this up. And speaking about another tough member of our crew, we got Connor Magliozzi back on the broadcast. Connor, what's going on Streamside?
Well, hey guys, honestly, when you're around here, really not a bad seat in the entire house. Now, I'm here with a couple of spectators who are here viewing their first ever Kenduskeag River Race. And I'm going to ask each three of you the same question. I'm going to start with you. What do you think about the race so far?
Good.
Can you maybe tell me why you think it's so good?
Because the race, the first one and the other one, if they get close together, it's kind of cool when they go they can cut and stuff.
So you're enjoying seeing the maneuvering of the canoes? I love it. Fantastic, buddy. I'm going to ask you the same question. I'm going to actually bring you a little bit closer here, buddy. What do you think so far?
Oh, I think it's good.
Can you maybe tell me again why you think it's so good?
I just love seeing them race. I like how competitive it is. I like how they keep it in control when they go down the rapids.
All right, so you like seeing that kind of expertise, skillful maneuvering in the competition. I love it. And for you, I have to ask you as well. What do you think of the river race so far?
Do you like it?
I'm not.
You like watching them go over the rapids?
And I heard just a moment ago that you have done this race in the past. Any kind of memories stick out in particular to you about this experience?
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking. Standing here looking at the white water, it's not so intimidating, but when you're coming up to it, it's definitely a stomach sinks kind of situation. And when you make it through and hear everyone cheering, it's a good feeling, really good feeling.
Awesome, fantastic. I want to thank you all so much for your time. I really hope you enjoy the rest of your race. I'm going to send it back to you guys there inside the nice warm booth.
Yes, it's still nice and warm here, Connor, and thank you for your effort. I love the boots as well. You might be in the water here before long. Some little foreshadowing there. All right, so coming down the stretch, it's Andrew Howe and Jared Carr representing everybody. And those bony conditions striking for the first time on our broadcast, Sully. That was a shot right to the chest. And another one.
A hidden pitfall there. Couldn't see that one hiding underneath the surface, and they hit that one dead on.
They're taking on water fast. This might be a scenario here to watch. I'll tell you what, the children out, they are the future of this race, as they are with everything else. Glad to see they're having an outstanding time. Maybe we'll see them for the 75th Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race. Yeah, we'll all be here for it.
That one little girl was kind of indifferent. Well, Dad said I had to come, so here we are, standing in the rain.
Well, that's always happened to all of us.
Oh, never good.
Oh, a capsize fully perpendicular to the direction of the stream. You never want to set yourself up like that, but it looks like they're going to be okay. Not nearly as much water rushing into the canoe that time. Oh! That's a one-way ticket to a portage. Brian Sullivan.
Well, I think it's too late.
Oh,
now you're
trying.
Now you're just bailing out and getting on with the rest of your life.
I'll tell you one thing, that canoe right in the middle there is fortunate enough to get it turned that way. It's under 8. You're like, well, there's not too much water going into it, but the force of the stream really keeps pushing it in there. It's very tough to get situated again. They still got some work cut out for them, though. I'll tell you one thing, that camera work on that close-up shot, that's probably one of the better ones I've seen the last couple of years.
Hit it hard, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Now these two guys on the, now you're faced with, you got some, a jug in there, you got to paddle it out, get up onto shore, dump it out, kind of reset, wallet, keys, cell phone.
Yeah, the essentials to surviving.
Bangor Parks and Rec, actually, they scoop everything up, and they're closed tomorrow, but Monday you go in there, and they said it's amazing how many paddles, how many trinkets, how many GoPros end up being, in their possession. They still got paddles from last year.
Al and Carr have made the turn successfully, but still they're taking on water even after making that move. I'd be worried about accidentally letting go of it and just seeing my canoe float away for 6 miles, never to see it again.
It's a long walk.
It would be topical enough. Maybe next year Jason Kelsey will be in the race and he'll lose another Super Bowl ring if the Eagles win again. They just give it to him because he's such a legend. You hear that Skyline chili fiasco?
He lost his Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, it's in the landfill somewhere. Yeah.
I did see he put in an insurance claim.
Oh, well, yeah, that'd be easy. Also, I'd try to pick out, where to send my friends. Like, hey, watch me at this race here at 6 Mile Falls. And then I would try to portage literally anywhere else, but here to not be seen.
I've done this broadcast a few times. Not a lot of paddlers get the kind of screen time that these gentlemen here out there on Pride Rock are getting. They're just sort of trying to figure out their life as they move forward. Okay, let's get this thing all bailed out. I mean, that's what they're doing is difficult. Try to get it out of the water while you take it on water.
Maybe they could raise their bailing bucket like Simba to start the Lion King if that's Pride Rock.
He's about to try to.
They really needed to sell their canoe like a NASCAR or something with all this kind of screen time. Okay, it's the cousins, Angie, Joe, Elijah, and Lily in number 5 out of Glenburn. The Chargers are charging through and letting Pride Rock go. What is this, a hazmat? Oh no, that's just an old coat looking the wrong way. As we get dumped on here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, that was a lot of
my goodness.
Rain.
Was it something I said? Chris McBrady and Dale Funk navigating their way to the Brightest Coat Award today. Connor, we have the latest check-in with you. What's up?
Well, I'll tell you what, as you all just saw a minute ago, after a spell of not a lot of, canoes kind of coming through, we just had a lot. And I'll tell you what, this crowd right now, I mean, it is cold, it is wet outside, but they are giving all of the energy that they can. I saw a couple of racers put up their arms, just everyone here just erupted in cheers. So, obviously not the best conditions in the entire world today, but I'll tell you what, all of these people around us really just absolutely giving it their all, cheering on these people who, I'm not going to lie to you, this is a task that one day maybe I would like to do, but right now I do not envy them in this situation. I heard some gasps. I want to check. It looks like, he might have made it through. All right, I'm going to keep walking around, and but in the meantime, I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Connor. You got a good front row seat to Prentice Grassi and Glenn Widmer launching in 47.
Yeah, he kind of moonwalked his way through the rapids, but
too smooth.
Lives to tell the tale.
Alex Ciampa there in 78 out of Amesbury, Mass.
Oh yeah, riling the crowd up.
We're playing to these great fans. The real winners every year are the fans of the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race. That's been the case for all 57 editions, I'd say.
Rescue crew just waiting to be called into action.
Yeah, I mean, they got to stay vigilant. If I was them, I would try to maybe like fly fish in between canoes just to stay active and motivated, but they don't need the help that I need. That's for sure.
It is, like Connor was mentioning, a lot of people, even you don't have to be, an expert to do this. You got to be able to, have a canoe or a kayak and maybe somebody to go with you, but a lot of people just try this thing for fun, and those are the ones who come maybe in the near the end of the broadcast. Just want to take on the rapids, say I did it, get the sticker, put it on your kayak, throw it on the back of your car. It's an experience.
It's all about having the best joke of the day, really. Like, for example, I'd be terrible at this, I'm terrible at golf, as long as I have the shot of the day, or I'm the funnest person on the course or the stream. I think that's all that matters.
Okay.
I want to see a couple of caravans coming through. I wish they could tie each other together, That'd be nice.
Maybe next year you try the race. I'll stay up here and you try that, vessel tying and see how it goes.
Why don't I just stay on the phone throughout the race?
Yeah, that'd
do
be great.
The play-by-play from the race. I had my phone over the edge for that Come Boating Belfast story the other week and almost lost it. I would definitely lose it here. I would need a work phone for that one. I had no idea what a pilot gig championship was until then, Sully, that's for sure. That was another good rainy day.
Enlighten us.
Oh, my goodness. We out on the water there for a little while, and I was just very nervous getting in and out of the canoe. They waited to pass judgment until I was gone, thankfully, but they're going out to the island of Scilly, which is where I belong, in the early part of May. It's right off the coast of the UK. Follow along with Come Boating Belfast, as we got a solo kayaker coming in. Trying to make it out. I think that might be 82.
Jay Bates out of Brunswick.
Yep.
Baltz.
Jay Baltz, you got it.
There you go. We're going to do our best. Every number we can spot, we'll try. I mean, it's all, you've got to say these names, right?
I think
These are
it's
our
great
local
how
folk.
it's the number 82 is out of Brunswick. I think it's a shout out to his boy Bradley Nadeau out of New Brunswick now that he signed with the Hurricanes or something.
Only 20 minutes in his first night out there. Bradley, not Jay. Okay, here we go. The twosome going to take on the rapids. Ooh.
I wonder if there's pros and cons to that, navigating it solo versus teaming up.
Twice the paddling power with a partner.
Yeah. But then you have to be on the same page, too.
They did it. They were on the same page.
We've only had one person really run into Pride Rock so far. Oh, there's one. There's something about the blue canoes that really eat it when it comes to those top rapids. I don't know why, it's just become a trend, but they've held on to their beanies okay out there.
Yeah, they went down pretty hard. You could tell by the gas.
They might be taking on water here. Jason Wall and Jared Drinkwater, appropriately named right now, as they're swallowed up by the rapids at 6 Mile Falls.
You got the little sombrero, little cowboy hat, festive mood. Oh, we're
man.
losing the
I don't know about
jacket.
shedding the camo there. Now I can definitely see him. Oh, shorts. That's another bold choice out here on the water.
Well, you're going in, you're going in.
That's
so
right.
At this point.
You're going to be cold, I think, no matter what.
You're working hard to get to this point. It is a paddle. To get to the 10 miles, it's just flat water. And then, you ramp up, and all of a sudden, the action kicks in here at 6 Mile Falls.
Yeah, and your jeans and sweatpants will probably get too sticky the rest of the way. Stuck 6 miles. Oh, we have a busted paddle there? He just threw it away. Looks like one guy will be doing the heavy lifting the rest of the way after that.
Not that it's going to help any of the people taking part in this, but Bangor Parks and Rec does have a shuttle service that is going to be running up and down the route for people who may be in a situation like this where you decide, I think 10 miles is enough. I have a broken paddle, so you don't have to walk all the way back to your car or to downtown Bangor or in the hotel you may be staying in tonight to lick your wounds.
You're being polite for the people that say, forget this,
Yeah.
I'm packing it in. I've done my share. Man, that is busted.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Looks like a wishbone down there. What do you think they're talking over right now? Like, I just saw you do that. Incredible.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Emotionally.
Physically, emotionally, all no. Do you have another paddle? No. Well,
You're checking all the red boxes.
will you help me lift this? Also no.
Underrated water weight once again. That's what I tell my doctor when I step on the scale in my yearly checkup. Maybe some trouble all the way up there.
Can't tell if that was a decision to offload some water and then take on the rapids. Might have been.
I'll tell you what, they've got the full attention of the Lincoln Fire Department guys right now, just in case. Look at that scene. Still in contemplation. Yeah, get it all out. If you're going to stop, you might as well get it completely dry, Oh, that was a hard bank. They must have quality stuff. I'd be so worried about my canoe and kayak completely breaking apart on any of these big hits.
This is why the folks at the Scratch and Dent sale have so much inventory year in and year out.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good time.
They also, I was talking with Deb Jondro from Bangor Parks and Rec. They had 40 people sign up from last night to this morning. So 40 people woke up this morning, looked outside and said, you know what, I'm going to do it. Also this year, Ben, a growing group of paddleboarders.
Really?
They have at least 5 people that are trying to do this in a paddleboard, stand-up paddleboard. So that's going to be even, I would say, slower. So if we can hang on here long enough, we may see somebody trying to do this thing in a paddleboard.
Standing up in this would be incredibly frightening for me. I can't believe they're brave enough to do it. And like you said, all these late entries is very exciting to see. And it just goes to show how maybe procrastination is a big key to having a successful Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race.
That's bib number 57. That would be Keith Morin and Josh Conway from Lincolnville and Etna. Strategy pays off. They got offload some water. Not so much for folks that were nipping at their heels.
The first toss of the day and then a second one to follow. They got to know. Oh, and a nice side shot in the canoe. They're all right. Shout out Lincolnville, my favorite beach in the area. Looks like that team could use a sandbar right about now as the canoe is away. Sully, this is one of my deepest fears, just completely losing the boat the rest of the way. Good thing they've got some help here from the rescue team, as it's going straight towards them. It's like they know exactly where to stand after 56 years. What better time to mention that this Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race Salute to Heroes is sponsored by Frost Garage, quick service, friendly staff, and knowledgeable mechanics, all at an affordable price. That's Frost Garage.
And this boat I don't know if we can get the wide shot here, but this boat, nobody grabbed it, so it is
It's
just
right down towards us, Sully. Reach
its
down
way
and get it.
down the stream as there it is.
Bale jug is not slowing it down enough.
See at the Sea Dog.
Likewise. Connor, my goodness, we got some developments down there after that display. What's new with you down there, Streamside?
Well, I will say we just saw a canoe all on its own drifting down the water. Now it looks like there is one potential racer who is just walking through the river, just trying to potentially get through. We'll have more on that in just a minute. But in the meantime, I am here with my friends at Next Home Experience. Now, obviously, look around. You know, as we've noted time and time again, this is a day pretty gloomy, but a lot of people coming out, really showing the sport. This is a really big day for the community, and so I got to ask for y'all, you know, what does community really mean to you?
Well, for me, I mean, if you just look around, you see how many people are here today, despite the weather. I mean, it's just a way for local communities, neighborhoods, and towns to come together and support all these people that are out today in the canoe race.
And I'm going to ask you the same question.
Yes, I would say that all these people in the community, they are our clients, they're our buyers and sellers. So for them to see our face out here supporting them, because they've always supported us, I mean, we're just repaying them for all they do for us at Next Home.
And what do you think is so special about this particular environment and this particular race?
Well, I just think it's a way for people to come out and be on the water. We're in Maine, we love the outdoors. Having people be outside today, even when it's like this, being out here to support each other, I just think it's so important.
And same question for you as well?
Yeah, I think it just shows how tough Mainers are. I mean, it's cold. My fingers are cold. They're even colder. I mean, I think it just shows like the toughness of this community. I think it's super special that people are doing this.
And I also have to ask, one of the first things that I noticed about y'all is this little cutout of this adorable dog. I have to ask, what's this all about?
This is Luke Dog. He is our mascot for Next Home Experience and Next Home. And when we put him in your yard, it means you're going to get looped and get sold. So we're going to do our best to sell your property.
I absolutely love it. And there was something we were talking about just a moment ago. I know you have a particular message you kind of want to share, if that's okay?
Yeah, we're about humans over houses. So when we work with you in real estate transaction, it's not just a transaction for us, it's about humans, which is why we're here today too. This is a human connection. So it just kind of goes in line with what we do as our profession, putting humans over houses.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your race here today. I'm going to send it back to you guys in the desk in the meantime.
All right, thanks, guys. So shout out Next Home Experience, title sponsor for our live coverage of today's race. Get looped and get sold, just like Steve McKay says, with Next Home Experience. And then that last runaway canoe that we had a minute ago, Brian, gave me a bright idea. You know, every year, like during March Madness, you always like have to have that chalk bracket to see like, hey, how well could I do with that? Every year they should just have a runaway canoe and like a message in a bottle type scenario. Just see how fast it is and see where it ends up. Just to know if I'm better or worse for racing in this race, you know. Look at all those
interesting idea.
Staying dry. Yeah. Like a good pace, like if a regular golfer like you and me played the Masters, just to show how difficult it is.
Yeah, just to post a 118. Yeah,
what skill needs to happen? 118 at Augusta, I'd be jealous of that. 118 is my score at Bangor, Muni.
No problem for those folks taking on the Rapids.
Down the stretch they come. They know where to not paddle.
It's 41 to me.
41, you got... That's Ben Smith and Mike Mobley registered to 41, if that's it. Kind of tough to see on a rainy day. Yep. I like the preemptive bailing. It's something you can never forget. Uh-oh, we got a situation at Pride Rock, but they're coming through very nicely.
Wesley Osterhout and John Williams from Canaan.
John Williams, a great composer and canoe racer, Sully. Oh, and they saw what just happened in that next green canoe, so they want to dodge it right away. They're headed straight to the plaza, it looks like, unless they come and bring it around, and it looks like they will. Drifting, a very interesting strategy there. I believe that's 154. Fiona O'Malley and Cooper Power. Yes. Well done. They really picked up some speed on the route that they took. I don't know if you're saying the same for John Quinn and Allison Quick, or no, Meredith Hardy, rather. But there they are. Hi, guys. Welcome to 6 Mile Falls. One after the other. Alexis Morgan, Charlotte Baychan. Oh, we got a drag race here, Sully.
Look at this.
Gaining fast in the 130 cars. Charlotte McDonald and Kelly McDonald out of Portland. The Need for Speed out of Portland. And we got a single digiter here. The 9 canoe, Colton McAtee, Caitlin Cross, and Joanna Bergerson, the Castine and Worcester, Massachusetts delegation.
See, it's an event. You invite people out.
Told you so.
Stay for the week.
So you try to have a long weekend, but not too long when you're out on the water. All right, we're getting palindromatic with 121. Kelsey Sullivan, Franklin McKnight. Sully, the first one that you can root for out of the family.
I'm rooting for all of them, Ben.
There you go.
I just love the game, man.
I am just a fan.
See, that's always, when you can get the paddle up afterwards, you know, you gear up for this, and there's people on the bridge rooting for you. It is something to behold.
We just had Louise Chaplin, Simo Marcula, and Tom Corstanja.
But you get caught up on that rock.
Oh, caught up indeed. Tony Rocca and Drew Black are right there, but it looks like they've navigated it well enough, and now we can navigate. Oh, a standing ovation on both sides. Now we can navigate down to Connor Magliozzi.
I have to say, I'm not going to lie, I think that was the single most impressive thing that I've seen today thus far. So obviously, you know, the rain is a big story right now, and it's adding, you know, an extra challenge. Right now, it's kind of let up just a little bit. One strategy that I've seen a lot of these racers kind of utilizing is they're bringing a bucket, and so as they pass by, we see them scooping out a lot of water, trying to get it out of their canoe as much as possible. Obviously, you know, getting some in there with the rapids as well as the rain. Just a little bit of an added challenge that we're seeing these racers really trying to counteract here as this race continues. I know obviously as well this bridge, this wall has been another additional challenge for a few of these racers. We had a very close moment here just a moment ago where some racers almost crashed in. It was a last second aversion, and so these are just some of the challenges that we're seeing kind of play out here today as this race continues, guys.
You know, I'd be petrified of it if the water was way higher and then I'd have to do the limbo to get under a bridge. Maybe that happens between a couple of them and stuff, but I was hearing that it probably wouldn't be an issue maybe this year. But you never know. I mean, how much rain can we get?
There'd be a lot of rain. That would be, yeah, I think Noah would need an ark in that scenario.
Speaking of 2x2, we got some great teams drag racing here at the 6 Mile Falls Bridge. I'll take the left, number 11, Josh Frigola, David Jakegi, and Cade Ennis registered to the 11. That was a real convergence.
A lot of numbers. Let's see, 184 was, let's see, James and Brian Studale from Dixmont.
Dixmont, the rich tradition, starts now. Oh no, trouble. Trouble in turn 1 of the rapids. But a good recovery. They had the presence of mind to quick, don't lose it. And we've got a trio.
We need
around the starboard side.
We need a close-up shot of the rapids here. That's where the action is. It's getting hot and heavy out there. I need to see what it's like out there.
One after the other. You really have to fix any kind of wreck you have now because you're going to have some more racers coming down in short order like Jeff Spalding, Tiffany Wilson, and Caroline Bass.
Yeah, nice work as they navigate their way through on that one.
Crisis averted. We don't need an incident. The current really seems to be turning folks well out of that. Once you avoid Pride Rock to our right, their left. Gaining some good speed, although 27 is still drifting a little bit. Putting it kindly, I have no idea where they are.
There's one of them.
Tyler Knowles, Colin Williams, and Isaiah Shaw. Do not raffle your canoe. Oh man, that one looks painful. That's a long fall down the rapids for that green canoe up top, Sully.
Yeah, a lot of...
that's definitely a toss-worthy.
A lot of people's belongings. I see a banana, I see a paddle, I see a water bottle going underneath us, so hey.
I hope he's all right, just accepting his fate there after that tough fall. I would be lounging at that point.
He's okay. He's waving.
Oh, yeah.
He's sitting there.
In victory, once again, the real winners are the fans. All right, let's see the latest attempt. Down the rapids, they're looking good so far. A little bounce, but staying balanced through it. And they see that big rock in short order.
Yeah, that was smooth.
Yeah. Couldn't have done it better myself by a long shot.
I would agree with that.
Big time. Oh, a late turn there for 49. Matt Hardin and Brian Goggins.
A couple of folks deciding to portage over there in Connor's neck of the woods, trying to make a good time. There they go.
Nice. What is that? Is that a Winona canoe? A Winona rider?
Starting to see the crowd build up a little bit here along the stream too. Some forecast says it's maybe going to lit up a little bit. It still hasn't quite stopped raining, but more and more people coming in as the day moves along.
Brian Rayhill and Jason Belmer on 160 right there. Do you want the folks at home to give the weather guys a call?
I talked with Todd on the way here. I asked, well, first I called him. He said, "What do you want?" And I said, "Oh, listen, Todd,
it's the weekend.
You're busy here." I asked him a little bit about what overnight weather meant for the conditions and the rain, and he said it's kind of is what it is. Like we alluded to earlier, the snow wasn't crazy this year, and so rain falling overnight wasn't going to change many things.
So it does, we haven't touched on this yet. It looks like the water down there is about waist deep-ish, so you might need some power if you're going from a fallen position to really catch up. Jonathan Keating and Matt Walsh right there doing well so far as long as they can settle it. And Sully, another tradition that we have yet to see so far, I'm sure it'll be soon, is the Gumby canoe. So very excited for that. And then we got to go down to Connor when it comes to just talking about the style of the race that we've yet to see. Connor.
Guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit embarrassed because just a moment ago, I realized I accidentally dressed myself exactly like Han Solo from the original Star Wars. And so, as you mentioned a moment ago with, Gumby, one of the things that we've seen in years past, I don't know if it's going to be as much today given the current conditions, we've seen a lot of really fun costumes through the years of people, really decorating their canoe, just kind of going by a theme. So for the two of you guys up in that booth, I got to ask you right now, if you were to do this race with a couple of friends, some family members, what costumes do you think you would want to have?
Well, I was talking to John Small about the Gumby tradition earlier this week, and I thought it's a shame that you never see Pokey the horse along with Gumby as well. I think this year, very trendy would be Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
And I think it would be hilarious to see from far away is if it's a couple of guys that look like ZZ Top. Long beards, if they lose it in the water, that kind of thing.
Speak of the Green Devil, look who arrives. Can we get a little wide shot of the rapids?
Oh my goodness, it's Gumby.
Hey.
Is that? Oh, Gumby is back. I know they said the family who does Gumby a few years ago said that they were going to retire him. He made a surprise return last year, and sure enough, he is here. An absolute fan favorite Gumby.
Connor,
walking back and forth, waving to the crowd. I loved it. You have no idea how excited I am to see Gumby right now.
They're just showing off, rocking back and forth without falling over, and we couldn't have drawn that up any better, Connor.
Oh, they really, and here come the waves, here come the cheers, Gumby waving back and forth, just an absolute fan favorite. Something that you absolutely love to see. Just this family, year after year with this tradition, is something that really just warms the hearts of spectators all around. We could not have timed that more perfectly, I have to say.
I'll tell you what, my fall here at 6 Mile Falls would probably look so slow that it was claymation, I'd say.
Maybe so. Are we just going to let Connor skate for comparing himself to Han Solo?
Well, no, the outfit,
I never saw Han Solo wear a hooded sweatshirt.
I'm not saying I'm Han Solo-like, just, the vest, the boots, the, undershirt. I'm telling you, what, listen, okay. I was really embarrassed when I looked down and had that moment of realization, but, c'est la vie.
Well, I mean,
dresses like Han Solo, looks like Chewbacca.
To that note, I really appreciate Brian Griffin's effort in Blue Harvest when he called out Lando Calrissian for stealing Han Solo's clothes at the end of one of those movies, so...
You lost me.
You'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
Connor is our Lando here with stealing Han Solo's clothes.
All right, back to the race.
There's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who we got? 171.
171. Jeremy Niles, Oriana Farnham, Westbrook in the building. They're not from Portland. They're from Westbrook, Sully. Robert Townsend, Paul Messer are in the mix as they navigate well there, one after the other. Connor Rogue Berg, Emmy Held trying to not go Rogue. Oh my.
Wow.
Uh-oh, we might have some collateral damage
Look
with
out.
team number 19. That's, oh my. The Yorks, Caleb, Joseph, Elizabeth, and Ben from Bucksport really just caught in the fray of that, Sully.
Yeah, that's why the emergency crew, we're having fun, but geez, that's why the emergency crew rushes in, because nobody wants to take a canoe to the back.
Yeah, I'd say so. Just like hitting a wall with that capsized canoe right in front of you, nowhere to go after the rapids.
There we go, paddles up.
Very proud team there, but you're not out of the woods yet. There's the rock, and now the rope.
Oh.
Even before there, some premature celebration out on the water. Connor, shout out the emergency crew down there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I spoke to a gentleman in passing just a little bit ago. He told me he is the guy who is in charge of this crew right now. He said he's had this down to a science. He has been doing this since, I believe, at least 1980, or rather the 1980s. And for him, it is a little bit of a family affair. He has a couple of sons who are out here helping him. I believe I also heard we have a couple of firefighters. We have people with a lot of years of experience. We have a couple who are just doing this for their first time. And so this is something, obviously year after year that they do. They kind of have it down to a science. Interestingly, though, times have changed a lot in the time that the race started. I know he noted a couple of years ago that having a life jacket wasn't a requirement. You just had to have it in the canoe. You didn't have to wear one. So obviously good to see that times have changed, and that rule has since been implemented. But, like I said, they have certainly had their work cut out for them today. Just already so early in the race, we've seen a lot of different wipeouts, and they are just quick on the draw, to bring these people back into safety. So we're going to continue watching some of those wipeouts, making sure everyone is okay. But I'm going to send it back to you guys.
That's really something. I could not imagine doing this race without a life jacket on. I know it's not deep, but boy, I would look foolish without a life jacket out there.
We got 223 there, Ben? 220.
I think it's 220 even, so.
220, so that's Ben and Randall Cobb from Saco.
Yeah. Obviously, right? Yeah. I know everybody in Saco. 22 is coming through. Oh, no, not the best way to represent Caitlin Clark there. Rhonda O'Brien, Sherman O'Brien, little Sherm out of Pittsfield are getting the toss.
Well, you also see as
Don't forget the boat.
the action ramps up a little bit, that it's all fun and games, but then you get 2 or 3 canoes and kayaks going through all at once, and it gets the emergency crew needs to be vigilant and be very Johnny on the spot to clear out the rapids as people go through one after the other. Look at that.
It's all fun and games until someone loses their canoe with 6 miles to go in the race. Not a problem for Juliet Hildenis and Jackie Cobb. 109 flying just fine. Carl Olson. That was one off of Larry Merrill, 109 to 108. He's a Trenton boy, Sully.
Love Trenton.
Oh, yeah.
Great water park down there.
Oh, especially this time of year.
26 is R.J. Walker, Tara Walker, Caleb Dubois, however French you may be.
It depends on Parsons Field. Wipeout.
Yeah, we're starting to...
That big donut they have there reminds me of my breakfast this morning.
Yeah, do you have a little chocolate glaze?
Little something, something. Okay. Number 43, Andrew Cookson and Sean McVeigh. Sean McVeigh, head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, has joined the fray.
188.
188, that is Zach Falcon and Tim Blair. Great names in that canoe, Brian.
Yeah, really solid name.
Straight up.
The Falconer.
Yeah. To think that they bumped into Sean McVeigh as well is just fantastic. They're flanked by solo kayaker Andrew Pincus. on Seinfeld, poor little Pincus. Wonder if it's clearing up any out there. I can't tell with this comfortable booth that our behind-the-scenes crew has been so nice to set us up with, Sully.
Well, you can ask Connor, see how life's like down there for him. He continues to try and
stay dry.
Yeah,
he's got the
out.
boots to stay dry, and he's got the Han Solo attire to look cool.
Absolutely.
No matter what happens. Real pile up here.
I will say I am drier than I first imagined I would be, which I'm very thankful for that. I'm not going to lie. Honestly, the rain has actually since pretty much cleared up. At this point, I really don't feel much of anything. It's it's a little chilly, but hey, I mean it is April in Maine. It is certainly better than it was just a couple of weeks ago. So honestly, I'm not going to complain too much about it. But yeah, no, like I said, the rain really seems to have let up. I'll have to double check with our meteorologists to see if this is going to continue as the day develops. But at least for right now, we're in a bit of a dry spell.
Continue to blame it on the rain, I'd say. Yes.
Michael Lowry and Michael Parker from Surrey and Sorrento just went through, boat number 193.
Our brave, intrepid reporter down there, he's not as dry as he once was, but he was dry once as he ever was, as it continues to clear up down there on the river.
Got a couple approaching the rapids there.
186, who you got, Sully?
Seth Campbell and Carl Kreutz out of Orono, Maine. They've been there before.
It looks like they know what they're doing. Oh, but now, see, I'd be worried about my canoe would break apart, but it's a quality Old Town canoe, so it's okay. There's still our first stiff arm of the day. That's an interesting way to go, but he's got the arms for it, Sully. So he's on his way.
They must work out.
Yeah, I think.
There you go.
There you go.
They're well prepared for the conditions.
Ever since Gumby, we are still kind of lacking on the costumes so far this year. Everyone's dressed like they're cold. Hey, we want to thank Next Home Experience, the title sponsor for our live coverage of today's race. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Thomas Cassidy and Scott Higgins from Orono and Newport just made their way through. I don't know if you stay on that shot for about 5 or 6 more seconds, you're going to get to see their backsides as they make their way going through. But they just made their way through the rapids.
T&I on the family show. Oh, this is a slow mover, very gentle. I think I'd even be comfortable at that, so
contemplative.
That's right, just enjoying the day, kicking back. In the foreground, number 61, Reed Anderson out of Dresden. All his best friends in Dresden say hi to Reed Anderson. A solo canoe, for that matter. We've been talking up a lot of the solo kayakers, but he's just fine by himself in the canoe. Closely by Winter, Witten, and Mort. So, yeah.
You don't see a lot of Morts these days.
Anyway, yeah.
Good for you. Keep it going.
A little blast of the past. If you're looking for a Mort, come to the race. Jen Adams, 144.
So
now that's a longer solo canoe. That's even more impressive than the last guy.
It really was.
There's just a real run on them right now. It's like they all started at the exact same time.
This anonymous red kayak canoe, bibs all folded up. Can't give him the shout out he deserves. Working hard out there.
If I wanted to be anonymous in the race, I'd at least have a ski mask or something. Adam Bononi and David Cassidy. Cowboy up.
I was just waiting for you to make a...
Yeah. Oh boy, this looks like a rough ride, but handling it well. And we've had the brightest jacket award, and that might be the brightest boat award.
Yeah, I got the matching helmet too.
Love it.
No problem.
It pops. You won't be missed in that. 213.
Jeff Missenheimer and Peter Gagnon, both from Auburn.
Wonder if Weisenheimer's a Weisenheimer getting into this race.
Yeah, crack a joke every now and then.
Hey, everybody. That's what I said. I mean, if you're going to fall all over and get wet all day.
Well, it's a long paddle, too. You got 10 miles to get here.
You got to have a sense of humor.
You got to talk about something.
Yeah.
Got to back up now.
I liked Larry Merrill shouting out, of course, this area for great times to watch, but also the Kenduskeag Stream picnic area down the river a little bit is another great place. Oh, 196 is really pulling away there. More Cassidy's buddy, Luke and Daniel. It's the cowboy run right now.
Yeah, no problem. Making their way through.
I want to see like the miracle ride where like somebody's off balance at the very start. It looks like they're headed for peril and then they just land it.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
We'll get there. 86, 88.
Yeah, that's going to be 86 is Josiah Webster and Sean Ames. And that's them. It looked like they almost found our camera there. It looked like they were ready to wave to mom back home. 132, how are they going to do? A little tough stuff on the rear end there, but it's okay now.
Joe Lynch and Raymond Paquette from Brunswick and Vesey.
There you go. They know how to do it in Vesey. Now we got a late entrant here, this red canoe coming in, the Herbie Johnson Racing Team trying to say hello to 132 just off camera. I don't know what that's about.
Trying to recruit members of the team.
Portage squad in full force. Michael Kime, yes, the Bangor boys lacrosse coach.
There you go.
He has a great time. He looks like he's yelling just like he's on the sidelines there. Phenomenal job. I'm glad we got him on TV.
You wanted a guy with a healthy beard. Now you got one.
That's right. He's on his way to ZZ Top for sure. He's got tongue stuck out like Michael Jordan. We'll have to save that clip for Coach. That's a great job. Bangor just had a great win over Morse Boothbay this week. 182's in a little bit of trouble, though, Sully.
Luke Patry and Chris Peterson from Lisbon and Winthrop. Actually got 183 there.
182. Reese Costello, who's on first of this group.
And Will Kutchell from South Portland and Bath.
They just took a bath, I'd say.
Ooh, and hit a rock they did not see coming.
That's painful. You think you're all settled in, and then bam. 112. Michael Colmo and Adam Jones, Pac-Man from Falmouth. Looks like we're having some trouble there. That is in go. 157 as the fans peer in and wave at Brian Sullivan in the booth. Jason Pippin and Amanda Campbell, and followed quickly behind Jeremy Niles and Oriana Farnham. Maybe one more bail. Oh boy.
Tough to go through this thing sideways.
Collision alert. Plenty more action just like that coming up on our continuing coverage of the 57th Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race. Stick with us on TV5.
Live coverage of the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race on WABI is sponsored by Next Home Experience. Whether you're buying or selling, Next Home Experience is here to make your dream a reality. Call a Next Homie today and get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. 201 Power Sports. Get out and explore your adventurous side with Power Sport rentals and more in Bingham, The Forks, and Jackman. Coastal Auto Parts. With 29 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts will get you to the moments that matter most. So get up and go. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. Frost Garage. Quick service, friendly staff, and knowledgeable mechanics. All at an affordable price. Hamlin's Marine. Join them as they celebrate 40 years of exceptional service and discover the pleasure of on-water adventures at Hamlin's Marine, where 4 decades of expertise cater to your boating needs. And by Canoe, located in the heart of Old Town, featuring 3 stories of creative dining inside and out.
Getting a great look at Ben Norman and Jeremy Markison in Team 222 as our 57th Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race coverage continues. I'm Ben Barr, joined by Brian Sullivan in the very comfortable booth. And Connor Magliozzi is braving at Streamside. That is our team as well as our great team behind the scenes as well, bringing you this coverage up until 2 o'clock here at 6 Mile Falls.
It's been pretty fast and furious for the last 20 minutes or so.
That's right.
Nice wide shot there. Gets an idea of
costume
what's
alert.
going on.
Finally, we're back in the costume department, Brian.
Yeah, that's boat number 25. That
Kate
is
Kastungi, Hannah Elliott, and Amanda Turcott. I think that's the best time as ever to mention it. Hey, if I butcher your name, I'm sorry to your family and friends and you.
Kate Castonguay.
Yeah,
Amanda
there you
Turcott,
go, buddy.
Hannah Elliott.
That's how they say it in Farmingdale.
Got the wig. Robert and Luke Burns from Gorham.
Let's see how they can do. Oh, boy. Oh, that makes me wonder how many streams go through Gorham. So.
Sean Snyder, Corey Whittam.
They were passed right by those Orono boys in that big red canoe, but they had Pride Rock to fend with there, and they did it all right. Oh! It's okay, buddy. It's all right. You'll get there. Every time this happens, I imagine how much worse off I would be if I was in their shoes. Soaked to the core, headed to the portage, having a great day nonetheless.
I'll be in the car.
Yeah, see you there, buddy. All right, let's see. 172 followed up by 150 or 150.
Sarah and Matthew Messenger from Orono. They're 172.
This is the Orono Rush right now.
And then behind them in 158 is Justin King from Bodenham and Kaylin Scott also from Bodenham. There you go. They're communicating. Communication's key.
That's something that people quickly forget out on these parts, you know. Same page.
Well, you got to take it head on. One person lets up and you go sideways, and that's when you tip. Look at them. Kudos to them. They were talking.
Is that spoken from experience?
Yeah, absolutely it is. I went whitewater rafting one time, and my friend, guy in the front, he let up, and next thing you know, we took on the rapid sideways, and we all went in.
Oh, yeah. It's all about the guy in the front. Oh, that was a wet fall, to say the least.
Yeah, that was...
Might have been 89. That's a solo kayak listing. We also have 120 navigating well and staying on the same page.
Nancy Jacobson and Karen Hover from Bangor and Orono, respectively.
There we go.
Behind them was at 230. We didn't catch the bib.
That's around 230. If not, shout out.
Jacob Colby and Kevin Lewis from Bridgeton and Portland.
199. That's Travis Pastrana's bib there from racing. But who are they today?
Tyler Pembroke from Brewer. Nicholas Pooler from Saco.
Saco has made it up here for plenty of shout-outs today. And that's 88. Oh, they're getting to say hello down there at Pride Rock.
It's Lacey Treadwell from Old Town.
You got it. It's okay. Nice little navigation there from 218. The Thibodeaus, Morgan and Mark.
All the way from Carabasset Valley.
Oh, it's always beautiful out there at Carabasset Valley. Got quite the capsize just off frame. We'll have to see how they recover. I want to shout out Carabasset Valley Academy and all the great skiers and snowboarders that are there. I get to see getting ready some more junior world champions coming up. You got to stay tuned for that. As we get the wide angle of what Larry Merrill called carnage and casualty rates all week. 124 carrying plenty of speed there, Sully.
James and Anthony Crawford from Milford, New Hampshire.
Yeah, not that Milford, but Milford, New Hampshire. They are through the rapids, but are they through the rocks? Let's see. How many straps can you fit on a life jacket?
Live for your
Safety
die,
first.
man. They did it.
That's right.
Good for them. Stephen Leonard from Bangor. Thomas Deckers from Amherst. Say no problem. Behind them, single kayak. Alicia Collins from Sydney. Right behind these guys.
Okay, now that's brave.
There's your paddle boarder.
Are you kidding me? What, you say there was like one of 5 of them, I think?
Yeah, 5.
That's the word on the street?
At least 5.
The word on the stream,
That's
if you will. Oh my goodness, look at this busyness. A nice shrug off Pride Rock there. We're going to have to do it. They just got the blueprint for it. Oh, that's a little bit of a shot right there in the hip. Oh, and a sneaky one there. Sneaky couple of rocks there.
Yeah, I'll try and get some names out there.
Looks
Sydney
like-
Kincaid and Patrick Kincaid from Holden and boat number 129. You catching the others?
Looks like there's really starting to be a short, skinny alley there between the rocks that are above the water.
Thomas
and the,
Solomon from North Yarmouth and Cody Leaf. He just went through as well.
And the sneaky ones right there in the middle have caused some problems.
Ryan Peterson, a solo kayak, is taking on water right in front of us. That's $2.99. That is Mason Moore and Nick Cavallari from Orono.
I can't wait for gas to be $2.99 again.
There you go. Ryan Peterson from Whitefield.
He's patriotic.
He just slowly...
Patriotic Peterson.
He slowly started just taking on water, and he just submerged. He went from kayak to submarine.
Prolonging the inevitable there. Luke Patry and Chris Peterson.
He made the show twice.
Oh, really?
182. I did it by accident earlier.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh, there's the shrug. Able to balance well in the back end there. That was key.
173.
That's right.
Sophia Morrison and Ryan Morrison, Orono and Eddington.
Oh, boy. They are under the water. Doing well to gather themselves, but that's a tough flip there for Sophia. You got to watch out. You're going to take out your teammate there.
There we go.
Down the stretch they come, doing well to avoid that red wayward canoe, but there's those under the water rocks, but a job well done for that team.
That's Dylan Wilson of Clifton and Barrett Pro from Eddington powering their way through, and that they're taking on a little...
Now they're bailing. Now they're bailing. It's a race against time there. 143, balancing their way through. Rhonda Betcher and Maria McMorrow. Kingfield Lubeck is in the stream right now, but now looking like a limbo move.
Yeah, you don't want to limbo
pushed along.
that one.
Boy, that was the move to evade survival that I think Connor would employ. And Connor's helping out there too for Mr. Peterson. I wonder if we can see what happened.
Guys, I don't know if you can hear me.
What happened down there? We can hear you.
Piece fell out, so pardon me as I get this back in here.
No, it's all good.
Live
That's
television.
the interview we need. Go ahead.
So I got to ask you, what did you see out there?
Oh, it's awesome. Everyone was going left, didn't want to go over there, went right. It's a good time.
And so I know you're about to get back here, so I don't want to keep you too long, but what's this race been like for you today?
Oh, it's fun. It's a little wet. The rain wasn't bad. Just chilling, having a good time. The holiday, after all.
Absolutely. No, I feel bad. I will let you get back to this. I don't want to keep you too much for the race, but thank you so much for your time. Guys, I'm going to send it back up to you.
Mr. Peterson looks like the kind of guy that's got his fireworks shopping already done in April in time for July.
Yeah, very.
And I love every second of it.
I mean, somebody I'm sure is enjoying the high holiday here as he takes on the Rapids.
Looks like the fans are liking to get closer to the water's edge there, especially some young fans there. That's nice to see.
Emily Kidd, Caleb Thibodeau from Carabasset Valley, well represented again.
Here come the polar bears. Let's see if they take a plunge, Brian. He's talking. I can hear it from here. He's like, left, right, left, right. What is it? You're going to have to make a choice. The even 200. Ryan Nadeau and Samuel Betts, and then 161.
There we go. I know those guys.
You do?
200, yeah, I know the polar bears.
There you go.
Yeah. 161.
They're hung up a little bit. You'll have time to look them up, that's for sure.
Laney Frager, Gunnar Palm.
He might be palms up after that one.
Can we get a shot of the polar bear?
Here they come. They look especially happy because they know Brian Sullivan as they bail away. You think they have any Coca-Cola in there? Yeah!
Sammy Betts himself. Look at that. Little rebel yell. I know that guy.
It's okay. He made it under the bridge just fine. He didn't crash into that wall.
Once I saw him for Halloween dressed as the Ultimate Warrior, it was uncanny, his resemblance and commitment to the role.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to yell, man. All right, I don't know how often we see a 3-canoe pile up here. That's pretty much something.
Start with one.
Got to start somewhere. 175, Brielle and Don Embry. Are they going to make it 4? No, the first red one's away, but we might have a 3-1 again. Looks like the fans on the bridge have really started to buy in more. Maybe they're seeing some of their best friends come through here.
I think it was the polar bear crew that
really started it all.
Yeah.
2-1 taking a tumble there.
That's the Doucettes, Mike and Nick, both from Glenburn.
Doucette boys never doing no wrong. Nick Mangino and Todd Halligan flying through, and King is there with a nice helmet.
Look out.
It's already, at least for her, like the help wasn't on the way already. The help was there from the previous crash.
Yeah, she's got sort of a waterfowl there in the front of the boat.
Oh, 106, 107. It's like they started the race together.
107, Elizabeth Mathis, and 106, Brian Mathis.
Brian Mathis, oh my.
In all likelihood, they did start it together.
That's the Brian Sullivan effect. As soon as he says your name, you just crash.
Say your name,
get real wet.
You get a drink.
Yep. Oh man, the prehistoric era in the house today. Noelle Potter and Catherine Nagel, and I wonder if they have a name for the dinosaur. Barney or Charizard or...
Keep going.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Vince Carter, it's another dinosaur.
That's another one, yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the Celtics coming up here later.
Tomorrow, Bruins tonight.
Yep. Oh man, that's a bouncy ride there on the wide angle. It's always nice to have an answer to Gumby with that bright orange dinosaur.
The rock. Oh, they got past it.
They picked the port side.
Got the poncho too. All right, 123.
Paddles up already. Hope they don't have any premature celebrations. James and John Boucher at a Bangor. All right.
Here we go.
The first turn.
Close up with the Bouchers.
First turn, the first bounce. Another one.
Got to keep both hands on the paddle.
That's true.
They did it.
It looks good so far, and they might have that port side shoot of current that most people have had.
Take it wide to the left. Hey, Connor, what's going on down there?
Remember how just a moment ago I said that the rain has really calmed down and it was pretty dry? Well, I spoke a little too soon because the rain has now come out in force. I think this might actually be the heaviest in this area that we have experienced, at least since our broadcast has begun today. We have another potential wipeout there. Now, a quick question I want to ask you gentlemen there in the booth. One thing that we've seen throughout this race is a little bit of a different approach. Oh, we also have a man standing on the rapids. Pardon me as I get distracted. That is remarkably impressive. So as we've seen from a lot of these canoes and kayaks, people come with the approach. For some, we have single riders. Oh, and he's made it through.
That's the miracle ride you were talking about. That's that guy. I mean, he went in a little bit, but that was
Carl
impressive.
Kohler.
That was fantastic. But yeah, as we were saying, we've seen people, be single riders. We've seen duos. We've seen entire families. So for you guys, I'm going to ask you right now if you could have a dream team for this race. Could be anyone, celebrity, historical figure, whatever. Who would your dream team be that you would want in your canoe?
I'm going to go with Paul Bunyan to start. I think he's a local favorite, has plenty of strength, so that way I wouldn't have to do most of the work most of the day. Outside of that, I was going to say you guys as well. I think we would just go as fast as possible, 100%, no matter what the current is.
Paul Bunyan's a great answer. It really is.
It plays.
It's local. He's strong. He does a lot of the work. That's a good answer. That's hard to top. I don't know. Abraham Lincoln. He was a nice guy to spend a few hours with.
What about Huck Finn? This would be a short distance race for him. He was all the way down to Mississippi.
To that. Connor, who would you ride with?
Ooh, okay. So if we have to go celebrity, I'm probably thinking Rob Gronkowski. I feel like the competitive drive. We'd be able to potentially win this race, and even if we didn't, I know that I would be laughing hysterically the entire time.
There you go.
Absolutely. All right. The legends. There are no wrong answers when it comes to a canoe team.
Paul Bunyan's a good answer, though. He's strong. He lives here.
That's right. I got to see Nate Bargatze live in concert, and he said he thought Paul Bunyan was real, and he went to school with Stephen King or something, but he was completely wrong. Hey, guess what? We'll be back with more of the 57th running of the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race. But now, let's take a look, a bird's eye view, if you will, of the race course, sponsored by Coastal Auto Parts, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race is a timed event over a 16.5-mile course that begins in the village of Kenduskeag. Much of the race is over flat water, but there are some rapids along the route, including the notorious 6 Mile Falls. This is an optional portage point, approximately 10 miles into the course. Many participants choose to run the rapids here, and the site has become a highlight of the event for spectators seeking vicarious thrills from watching race participants navigate the sometimes treacherous drop. Here's a look at the Flour Mill Dam section of the course, one of 2 mandatory portages paddlers face before they make their way into the city of Bangor. The side of the canals lets paddlers know that the finish line is within reach, and fittingly, the race course ends near Kenduskeag Plaza.
Always sweet to check out the bird's eye view. I know we got a great view here at the 6 Mile Falls Bridge, but even better than that, had some great racers come in. We just missed a great cowboy costume. Wish I could show you. Maybe we get that on the clips later on from Blake Williams and Greg.
Christopher Menard, Lee Lactara.
I like it. That sounds like a rock star's name. And
Lactra.
They might need to go to Menards to, I don't know, fix a couple of dents on that canoe after that turnover. 301, Grace Litzenberger and Carly Hayward. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I wish I knew her, but yeah, I know everybody from Pennsylvania.
Is that your neck of the woods?
Almost. It's a little far above me. But no, it's great to get back to Lancaster County. We've had Lancaster folks over the years here come to this, so yeah, it's been good. But that's probably the most flush, rigid, stuck Pride Rock incident so far.
Yep.
As we're losing one. Get your foot in.
Float back to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I mean,
Save on airfare.
All rivers go to Pennsylvania. We all know that, right? Who do you got on 92 here? Judy Rose out of Gloucester, Maryland. That's the Gloucester. Jared McGoldrick, Belgrade's finest, making waves in the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race.
Took that thing like a champ.
It's like he's been there before. I can't believe that front green canoe didn't take on water there the way they shot around that corner. They're followed up by Noelle Potter and Catherine Nagel in 170. 307 was the leader of the pack there. If you're good friends with Elliot Deans and Isa Pizzamente, my best effort from Bar Harbor. It's like Smith down there, Brian. David Vigno and Joseph Gatozzi. This is like the Sopranos leg of the race.
David all the way from Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, it's beautiful there all year. Finally, I thought the dinosaur had to be long gone. Unless they sell more than one of them in order to make a profit. Now this is a great looking kayak here.
Jacqueline Steinman out of Bangor.
Love the color scheme on that one. She's got a turtle, it looks like, but she's moving fast. Little bump though. Another one.
Yeah, she's just sort of out for a leisurely paddle.
That's right, a leisurely paddle right through the driving rain for some 16 miles. A little front bump there in that red canoe. Looks like we're all okay. 68, the Yarmir Yager car is driven by Tamara King and Robert Judkins. It's always interesting to find these Maine and Massachusetts duos and how on earth that happens.
Yeah. We do. People from Maine do mingle with people from other states. It happens.
Look at love the pirate get up, slamming right into the American flag pants. Oh, right in the shoulder. Keegan Vero or Nick Diefenbacher. That was a tough shot.
Yeah. Hit of the day so far.
Oh, boy. I have that one, and the one time the person dipped a little too far down and just got that huge splash right in the chest. It's the 2 hits of the day so far. They're all okay, though.
Andrew Lee and Tyler Everett from Gorham and West Baldwin just made their way through in the 229 boat.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Vuvuzela over there on a single kayak. Couldn't catch the bib. There's the Waldo boat right there. That was the guys I just mentioned, Andrew Lee, Tyler Everett.
You found them. I'll tell you one thing, they look good now, Tamara King and Robert Judkins, but for a moment there, it looked like they were finding X marking the spot over at Portage Plaza, but it looks like they're doing all right now. But now they're making that hard port side turn.
Justin Belanger is the one sounding the call.
Oh, of course. That sounds like the sound that a Vuvuzela makes. Like,
he's just
Belanger.
He's letting Karen Belanger know where he is.
Yeah, don't lose me. Don't lose me, Karen. I'm right down here with the loud.
She's coming. Look out for
the loud.
Oh, right into the rock.
Oh, I think she's going to have time now to get resituated as we go back to Connor.
Oh, boys, I'm coming down. I'm here with my good friend Jeff that I just met here a moment ago. We're talking just a little bit about the race. Now, you kind of noted something that you noticed that some of these racers are doing right now that they maybe should be changing, right, to avoid these wipeouts.
Yeah, what's happened is the water is at a lower than normal level and the rocks are more pronounced, so there's not quite enough water flow going over these boulders, and everyone's doing good until they get to the rocky section, which has got trouble all the way from 6 Mile Falls down. It's basically a boulder garden, and you've got to set up and keep straight and try to run it as best as you can. So that's what I see that's happening. They're doing good pre-6 Mile, but they're hitting what's showing down here. And then, of course, if you get a canoe sideways in front of you, a lot of them are getting jammed up because of that, too.
And so, you told me a moment ago that you have done this race before. Why do you, obviously right now everyone's out and about. It really is such a special atmosphere. What do you think makes it such just a fun, event to come?
This is the largest canoe and kayak race in New England, and I enjoy the families and positivity of the crowd. I love seeing father, son, parents paddling with their kids. It's amazing. You raise your kid, you bring them up to be veteran paddlers, and it's just very, not everyone's out to win this, not everyone's out to go as fast as they can. Some are just enjoying the journey, and it's amazing to see the smile on their faces. And I'm not a river vulture, so I pray that people make it. I don't pray they dump, because I've done this race and probably 25, 30 times, and it's not fun to dump.
Well, I want to say thank you so much for your time and that insight. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of the race. Guys, I'm gonna send it back to you.
You can see from Connor that the rain's really picking up because his hair's going down, matted a little bit, and that should be on a T-shirt. Like, it's not fun to dump. The Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race. Maybe next year they'll print those all up.
Don't be a river vulture.
I'll tell you what, I'm having a great time broadcasting the race with you guys, but it was great to hear from Jeff as a person that knows exactly what he's talking about when it comes to this race.
Information that would be great if the people, a half mile up the stream were possessing, as he was so adeptly describing what was going wrong after the fact. Also, a little while ago, we had boat 166, David Saucier, Shaughnessy Saucier, making their way through. Shaughnessy, an athlete from the University of Maine. A few years back, now a teacher at Nokomis.
Brendan Carson and Jimmy Haller.
Connor Voisin, Fort Kent. Austin Morris from Standish, boat 252.
And they're stuck.
No, so this is...
that was 15 I just mentioned.
Yep.
Oh, we got a big couple of rows here in the high numbers. Will they do it?
Nate Campbell, John Henderson, Orono boys. Stay dry.
Plus 100 for the next bib coming through. They look like they're not cold.
Kyle Sidaway and Hunter Kluke from Dedham.
He's got a no rainy Kluke.
Ryan Tatarsik from Bangor and Brandon Moontreat from Brewer.
That's what I heard. That's right. 15 still hung up, getting some great screen time. We had another long wreck on Pride Rock today. You have to dress up your sponsorship logos and whatnot. You're going to get stuck like that. So we want to fill you in on a little of the history of the race now with a look back, sponsored by 201 Power Sports, offering power sport rentals and more in Bingham, the Forks, and Jackman. Larry Merrill is gearing up for his 45th Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race.
It's been fun. For quite a while, the race committee met at my house. I used to live out at 6 Mile Falls. And Dale Terrio, who ran it at that point, provided the beer and I provided the potato chips. And we had good meetings then. Now we're a little more official and a little less casual.
Merrill has made friends at the race since the 1970s.
We hope to beat each other, obviously. We hope to win. Sometimes I have, sometimes I haven't. Most times I haven't, but anyway. I think I've won my class 6 times in the 44 that I've done. And I think I counted up 12 seconds or something like that. So I've done reasonably well over the years.
He remembers one particular occasion with his buddy, Dick Hansen.
a mile or so before 6 Mile Falls, I said, "Don't get nervous, Dick. Don't get nervous." And then half a mile later, I said, "Watch it, Dick. Don't get nervous." And he did get nervous, and he tipped over, and I won.
Now he's got Earl Baldwin's record in his sights.
One of my good friends did it in a kayak by himself when he was 85. That gives me 6 years to go. We'll see if I can do it another 6 years.
Look out for Merrill in the 2030 Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race. Larry Merrill is running in kayak number 108 in today's race, and wanted to shout out David McIntyre coming through, the 61-year-old triathlete who's doing it in 3:77.
That's Ben Rappaport and Joe Quinn, both from Bangor, making their way through.
Going to get to see the McIntyres again for their dedication to the new Bangor half and full marathon logo.
That's Jared Lishernis from Madison, single kayak. A little wet, but no worse for the wear.
Big Bulldogs fan bowled over with water.
Alexander Ermita from Bangor, Parker McLaughlin from Herman, 262.
Tom Moriarty and Matt Cavanaugh. Palm Coast, Florida is in the race today for Moriarty, a classic villain from Sherlock Holmes. It's Adam Sanborn and Nishan Papazian, Worcester, Mass. That's how they say it. Taking a little bit of a tumble there.
It lined up nicely. 3 boats in a row up there on the rapids.
Yeah, let's see if we can go 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 even. That's one. A bad fall way up top. They had the blueprint through the first 2, and interesting port side route on the right-hand side, but everyone's out okay.
Sam Morton and Claire Pellegrino from Bangor in boat 273. I caught that bib.
We'll see if we get this bib number eventually. It looks like they're very upset with this situation.
Sam Shepard and Kate Moriarty from Scarborough and Bangor, 176.
187 had that bad wreck there, Sully.
151 is Matt Sullivan, Blaze Michaud, and Colby Emery, all from Orono.
Ben Rote and Wyatt Pazinski are losing their way. That canoe from the other side looks just like the Pride Rock, and it looks like that might be where it's headed.
It's 274. That's Katerina Schiavo from Orono. Cameron Hasselbaum, also Orono.
And it looks like they're doing just fine. 151, Matt Sullivan, Blaze Michaud, and Colby Emery in action today.
Hung up a little bit there.
195, rolling through, no problem perhaps. Brian Christopher and Justin Kinney.
283 is Alina Byrne, Devin Byrne from Montreal, Quebec, and Edmonds Township, Maine.
A couple of 300s coming up. They're pretty much my golf scores. The Chittendens, Ian and Clancy out of Blue Hill know exactly how to do it. That's still the Sullivan team at 151.
We had a boat just dump pretty dramatically there.
Giving up. We've yet to see a canoe come from around the bend where there's just nobody in it. They've given up further up in the race.
Couple of pirates there, Cameron and Ty Sullivan.
Napoleon-esque there, trying to conquer the course the rest of the way with 6 miles to go.
365 is out of Hamden. That's Chris Filto and Nathan Montminy.
They did a great job there. It looked like they do this every day. 365.
Ooh.
Oh, man, you're holding on for dear life in that aluminum-looking thing. Oh, might be a collision. I can't believe they stayed up after that shot, Sully.
The red boat coming second there was Sophia Fitz and Aiden Belanger, Holyoke, Mass, and Cornville, Maine.
Now they know they're taking on water, though. That's Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
There you go.
SpongeBob SquarePants. The one problem with that is their boat is visible. It's not the invisible boatmobile. You have kids, you'll know that for sure.
I do not. We've not gotten there yet.
Eventually, after you get through Paw Patrol, you'll know all about SpongeBob.
Jamie Behan and Nicholas Steenberg from Portland, boat 159, making it look easy.
Nice job. 115. I think they're wearing orange, Sully. The Linahans, Ryan and Chad.
Got a backup paddle behind him there as well, maybe?
Chad flying in from Sellersburg, Indiana. Can't say I've been there yet. Matching uniforms in 251, John Linehan and Brady Reed. They are down there putting use to the life jacket after that tough spill. That's a lot of water. Oh boy, we're swimming. We're swimming, Sully.
Outdone.
That's you and me down there, right?
That's Jen and Josh Durasp, Westbrook, and New Sharon. He's just embracing it. She is just sort of
float on down the road.
Yep.
Hearing some dog barking out. We haven't seen one in one of the canoes yet, just with the fans.
It's Dennis Lischernis from Madison.
I think that's a family name coming out here now.
Yeah, it's a tradition here. Ooh, took a little shot to the shoulder.
He's like, get out of my way, Linehan.
Yeah.
I got to win a race.
A couple more approaching the rapids.
In first place in the yellow kayak division so far, I believe. The Loisells are here.
Brian Jr. and Sr.
There you go. Hear how he came up with the name. Corey Dutton and Peter Jordan out of Portland. Just rowing straight into that 251 perpendicularly.
Trying to give him a little helping hand.
There you go. Here, let me straighten out your boat that's filled with water.
Yeah, see you later.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Anthony Perkins from Levant, Tyler Chamberlain, Orrington.
They made a good point to include TSC contractors in their last name. That's a very long last name.
Made the broadcast.
Yeah, just being nice. .266.
Anthony Nuzzo and Taryn Salati.
Slotting right through by the rock. Got some good relaunches the other way, just over their left shoulders.
There you go.
I don't know if that's a costume, but he looks like a turtle.
333 is Ryan Schetzlein and Peyton Schaefer from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
There we go. That's where I'm from.
Connor Melanson, Andrew Van Dyke out of Orono, 296, neck and neck as they come down the wire. It's like the Kentucky Derby.
Giving the Lancaster team a real bump. I don't know how I feel about that, Sully.
297, Juliana Day, Bella Naiman, both out of Orono. Orono might be the best represented municipality we got.
Second place in the yellow kayak race. Here he comes with a bright green shirt. I think I had a freeze pop last night that looked like that shirt.
284, Rose Inez Firth and Sam Firth, Edmonds Township in Orono.
We got a couple that might be going straight towards the bridge. Pile in. Watch out. You know, with this, with Frank Jacoby and Hazel Starr coming up, we haven't really talked about how height can be a factor in the canoe, and maybe that's a good time for it.
Enlighten me.
Stability.
Kaya Douglas, Hanako Moulton out of Bar Harbor.
Doing just fine there. There's a little bump from the rock, but no worse for wear.
So do you think being taller or shorter would help you?
Maybe as long as you have the low center of gravity, that needs to pay off for you in your favor, especially going through this corner of the track.
Ooh, Catherine Doble and Cameron Poole from Steuben and Millbridge.
Well, they're in the pool now.
Into the water they go.
Yeah.
Live coverage of the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race on WABI is sponsored by Next Home Experience. Whether you're buying or selling, Next Home Experience is here to make your dream a reality. Call a Next Homie today and get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. 201 Power Sports. Get out and explore your adventurous side with Power Sport rentals and more in Bingham, The Forks, and Jackman. Coastal Auto Parts. With 29 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts will get you to the moments that matter most. So get up and go. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. Frost Garage, quick service, friendly staff, and knowledgeable mechanics, all at an affordable price. Hamlin's Marine. Join them as they celebrate 40 years of exceptional service and discover the pleasure of on-water adventures at Hamlin's Marine, where 4 decades of expertise cater to your boating needs. And by Canoe, located in the heart of Old Town, featuring 3 stories of creative dining inside and out.
Welcome back to WABI TV5's coverage of the 57th Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race. We're here with you live from 6 Mile Falls until 2 o'clock. Ben Barr and Brian Sullivan in the booth. Almost said Siliner. Hi, Brian Siliner. And then Connor Magliozzi is streamside for us, really braving the elements along with our behind-the-scenes team. That is for sure. Speaking of... And tell you what, we're going to come right out of this with a canoe view of what it's like to run the rapids at 6 Mile Falls. Treacherous, I might add. Sponsored by Hamlin's Marine. Join them as they celebrate 40 years of exceptional service and discover the pleasure of on-water adventures at Hamlin's Marine, where 4 decades of expertise cater to your boating needs. Now, this is the 57th running of the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race, and I understand that Connor Magliozzi is down streamside with another birthday. Connor, what's up?
Yeah, so hey guys, so right in front of me we have a canoe, one of the red canoes here on the left. We have a person currently getting into it now. Now, they were waving a flag just a moment ago, and it said, happy 50th birthday. So, right now we're assuming that, one of the people inside is, of course, celebrating their birthday today. So whoever you are, I hope you have a truly happy 50th birthday. And honestly, what a way to spend it. I mean, really just such, like I said, it's such an amazing, fun atmosphere today. So I'm sure they're going to get going here in a second. But to you, whoever you are, I truly hope you have a fantastic happy birthday.
Sitting there saying, is that guy in the beard talking about us? I think he is. That's Ryan Linehan, Chad Linehan.
That's awesome.
Is he talking about us?
I know it's not today, but in exactly 1 month's time, it's my 32nd birthday. If anybody's looking to buy me a gift and send it to WABI, that'd be fantastic.
There you go.
By the way, exactly. Oh, and this is just capsized all the way. You just got to worry about getting to the end, right, if you're at that point. The end of the rapids. 382 with a great catch on the toss, I might add. Maybe the Patriots can draft that Lincoln firefighter to throw the football this fall.
Need somebody to do it.
Yeah. I was just going to say that before we did Canoe View, like speaking of the elements that we've been alluding to all the time, we got the spring game for Maine football going on, wrapped up this morning at noon. Hopefully those guys showed out for Black Bear fans at the Bash.
That was Ellen Mallory and Annika Gallant from Orono before there, and that is boat number 351, right? That is Ross Gordon and Garrett Black from Aquasic, Maine.
That's right. Followed up by Ella McDonald and Alex Sears. Orono, Maine. The big leader when it comes to towns. For the ones that we've been able to Google in time.
Got a couple of ghost boats here going through as just empty canoes. Let's see, that's 340. That's Catherine Tibbetts and Adelaide Brandt from Limerick.
Oh, Adelaide, they came all the way from Australia, New Zealand to run this race. One after the other.
288's Connor Hubbard and Catherine Gatewood. Orono, that's where Catherine's from.
391 just dumped right in front of them there.
Andrew Ball and Zach Dudley from Herman are the dumpers.
Oh, it looks like they've got maybe an air pocket situation. They got to get that thing flipped over quick. I hope that green bucket was just for bailing and not their cooler for this race.
The little girl next to us in the booth up here is waving to her dad. Says, hi, Dad. So, hi, Dad, whoever you might be. He might be portaging over by Connor.
She's like, why are you portaging, Dad?
Yeah. I didn't stand in the rain for nothing. 278, that is Nathaniel Swanson and Hayden Willis from Orono.
With the Orono unicorn. Phenomenal showing there.
Connor, what's going on?
Well, hey guys, sorry, I have a little bit of a pit stop here. Now I'm with Reed from Orono. Now you are here with, who are you here with today?
I'm with my dad and my brother, Tim and Liam.
And I gotta ask, what's this race been like for you so far?
So far, really boring. It's mostly just been flat, but thankfully we just got the 6 Mile Falls adrenaline rush.
Of course, and you know, with that adrenaline rush comes a lot of people cheering you on. So I know you said it's been boring to start, but when you get that encouragement from the crowd, what is that like for you?
It really helps. It pushes us through it, gives us motivation to keep going after this. Honestly, before this, I was wondering if I should just bail out and leave, but now I think I'm going to keep going to the end.
Oh, yeah, I have to say, I absolutely love the honesty, and I don't want to keep you too long because you are in the middle of a pit stop, but thank you so much for your time, and good luck to you the rest of the way. I'm going to send it back to you guys.
We get the honest answers here on TV5. We got the straight shooters for everything. That's right, and including that bored young child.
Matthews, Tyler Herbert from Bar Harbor there. Shay Turner Matthews and Tyler Herbert from Bar Harbor, if you can hear me say that.
It looks like they're doing a 180 straight to Portage Plaza there at 342. Looking like they're prepared. Jeff and Dan Cowan from Stockton Springs. That's a fun town I've been through a couple of times for Wyman's boxing gym.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what I got on that.
Stockton Springs gets the Ben Bar stamp of approval.
Of course.
That's a couple of Farmington paddlers, Bridget Roish and Julia Daly.
A couple of Beaver fans, Mount Blue Cougars in the building. And just getting a canoe completely split on Pride Rock.
Joel Wagner, Jared Abel, both out of Portland, matching helmets.
Just bouncing right on through, holding it at the end. And it looks like they'll be all right. Now they're coming on with some speed here, Brian.
John Bentley, Luke Harper from Levant.
Hey, that's the only speed they know in Levant, you know, just 0 to 60 in the canoe.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, limbo.
That is John Bentley and Luke Harper. Well played, sirs.
I'd say that was close to regretting not having a helmet. Loving the jingle bell feedback as well. The holiday spirit here at the race has been phenomenal. We want to thank Next Home Experience, the title sponsor for our live coverage of today's race. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. Having some trouble there. I think my chief concern there, it's not why I'm not in the race, is the deflation that's going on with some of that stuff there.
Well, there's a method to the madness. You put that kind of stuff in there so that's no space for the water to go. But once you tip it over, it's all for naught.
That explains that huge unicorn from earlier in the race.
That is Carson Zundell and Roy Duffy from Farmington to Perry.
332 just took a painful fall there, right on the white water. Cassie McDonald and Brian Gardner, I think you're okay out of Clit.
Good spot for a drink. Dog sees everybody else going in and said, I'm going to see what the fuss is about.
That is a brave dog.
Jeremy Dubois and Jordan Martin from Bangor.
Let's hope they don't do a 360 through these falls, Brian.
Oh, because the boat's 360. I get it.
Yeah, and here they go. Let's see. Bump, bump. I was going to say, if I call that after the Gumby appearance, I'm going to get a lottery ticket right after this race.
He's got the GoPro going, too. You don't see as many GoPros. They were a hot item for, maybe 5-10 years ago. But now,
I feel like if you're in the GoPro for this race, you have to fall in at 6 Mile Falls. And then what's the point of buying the GoPro?
That's Lindsay Mitchell and Tyler Mitchell out of Corinth. No problem.
Looks like he's got a tackle box along with that life vest there. You can go fishing during this race.
Snacks?
Yeah. You know, I like the way you think. 392 having some trouble. An opportunity just knocked for Jesse Chamberlain and James Brown.
Ooh.
Maybe he'll sing down the river.
I feel good.
Knew that you would. Oh, I think they're getting the toss.
Yeah, they got it.
Do you feel like do you feel embarrassed when you get the toss when you're like, it's okay, I'm all right, but okay.
You tossed it, so I might as well go ahead, reel me in, make your money.
I'd want a bag of chips if I was like hooked onto the end of that, like a bait for your boy. Justin Jordan, Nick Long, and Thomas McCann getting a little friendly shove there from an errant canoe. There you go. We've got some more exciting teams coming down the way.
Emma Eckert just made her way through, getting a big salute from her crew on the bridge here. Brent Hall, Caitlin Porter, Brewer, and Swanville there.
I'll tell you what, Brett Hall would be impressive. St. Louis Blues legend. Eileen O'Shea and Gabe McGinn from Portland doing it again.
Nicely done.
Seems a lot of Portland folks are buying those old town canoes today.
Nobody does it better.
And I say that based on seeing that one canoe.
One very enthusiastic clapper and jingle beller right next to our pair boat, Mike.
It's all the way.
Just fired up. They're back.
This team still has tabs on their canoe right there on the rock, so all is not lost yet for Jason Kelsey down there and Braun Strowman.
Yeah, this is a spot where you really got to reassess where do we go from here? How do we get that back?
Maybe it's one of the best spots to have something like this happen. That way you have all the babysitters here from Lincoln to help you out, you know.
Here comes somebody on the rescue crew trying to make their way out to that canoe as they head for shore.
He looks a little frustrated, but I think it'll be all right once they get back out on the water, Sully.
Another boat coming through.
Another GoPro coming through. Oh, and that's going to be a great view in post-editing with that GoPro for Claire Schaefer and Christian Potts. Oh, just in time to see that. 347. Bravely from Duncan and Sam Wood. .291 and 300. That's my high score in bowling.
Christopher Horton from Bar Harbor, Haley Cherry in 291. 300 is Mila Madison from Minden, Nevada, and Victoria Stepik from Oxford, Connecticut.
Moving right along, another inflatable animal.
That's Claire Schaefer trying to figure out where we go from here. Back in the boat.
There's only one way to go, and it's down the river. It's going to be a bumpy ride for this next crew coming in with the white canoe. I like the white canoe. I think it's stylish. It's like a Miami Vice take on the race.
Yeah, it stands out. See if that's Crockett and Tubbs in there. I can't get a bib number.
Oh, yeah.
That canoe does not want to stop going.
It's not cooperating. When you have a canoe that doesn't cooperate, you can always blame it on the canoe, though, too. Like, you know how the way I talk about my 3-wood.
Sure.
You know, my 4-iron.
So that canoe is going to go into the woods?
Yeah, right there. Broken in half like that paddle earlier on.
That's Cassandra McDonald and Brian Gardner from Clinton.
Clinton's starting to sound more and more familiar with this late momentum of racers. And we've got trouble, but it's slow-moving trouble there on the top left end. Do you think they're dragging it to just get more speed, some more distance on the restart? Like they're not starting it right there. It looks like they're pulling it back some way.
It's an interesting idea, maybe. A little momentum, take on the rapids again. It's a long time till next year's race.
Yeah.
Back in the game, off they go. Another boat coming in.
GoPro intact.
Sideways at the rapids, straighten themselves out. So we get a number on that. I haven't caught it yet. Ooh, they hang on. Nice job. Avoid the rock.
Calm sailing. Made it look easy. There we go. There's my favorite crew.
Still haven't caught a bib number. There is no boat 428.
Oh boy. The water monster.
Morgan Hoppenberger and Megan Keese just made their way under the bridge here. Boat number 286 is Audra Cliff and Stephen Wilkinson. They are the ones still up. They're at Bangor.
Yeah.
Ooh, look out.
That's a fast canoe going far away from their drivers. The wig makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy to be spotted by the rescue crew.
Yeah. It's me. I'm here. Where to go now? Still waiting on his canoe. How does he get down further river than his canoe is what I'm trying to figure out.
He's just letting the game come to him. There goes a paddle. That's tough.
Just an exhibition of aerodynamics here on the water today. Yes, sir.
So he's got his boat. He's working it to the side. His paddle just slowly but surely drifting away as it's coming right towards us under the bridge here. And another three-person, four-person boat taking on the rapids. Stay on that one there.
Oh, yeah.
There
Tag team effort.
No problem.
Maybe it really is more the merrier as they run straight into it.
There's that paddle. And that foursome, they celebrated just a bit too early.
Oh, it's like we always do. Yes, sir. Now comes the contemplation that you love to see.
Yeah.
Well, what should I do first? There's four of us stuck here.
There you go. We got these squirt guns.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
Use the harpoon next.
Another boat approaching the rapids.
Hopefully they don't have a collision here to make their decision.
Oh, and they went in above the rapids. See if we get a shot of that. So they go down through. There they are.
Oh, man, barefooted. Hope we don't have any lost shoes.
We do have that pair that we showed dragging their boat back up to, and I think we're right about that, Ben. That twosome is going to restart their efforts to take on 6 Mile Falls here.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to do. You can't give in.
See you downtown to those folks.
Never give up. Never give in.
You can see in the top left of your screen, that's the pair that we watched haul their canoe out. And now,
that we're big fans
not satisfied with how things went the last time.
I haven't seen anybody do a complete do-over. Like they get past the Pride Rock portage and then go up to the top of the falls.
This is it right here. If at first you do not succeed, try again. It's 3:03.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember them. Yeah. Kaya Douglas and Hanako Moulton out of Bar Harbor. Bar Harbor's always best the second time around, I guess they say, and now here they come.
Here we go. Come on. Jive ho. Now take it to the left, avoid the rock. There we go, see?
To the left now, y'all. One rock this time.
You know, Ben, if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. Look at them. Mm-hmm. Dry, upright.
But then here comes a surprise rock. Yeah, we've seen a lot of them, and there are many interesting people with interesting stories related to the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race. Here's one of those Streamside stories, sponsored by Canoe, featuring 3 floors of creative dining inside and out. Larry Merrill knows the fun spots to watch the Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race, although he's ran it 44 times.
For one thing, it's easy access. It's right beside the road, so that's where most people go. Personally, when I'm watching, I prefer to come down here to shopping cart. There are fewer people, and I'd say the casualty rate is at least as high here as it is at 6 Mile Falls. I enjoy it. It's one place where you can see absolute terror in some people's eyes. They're frankly scared, and I don't blame them.
Merrill gave his keys to staying dry. He knows how it's done.
The first step is to stay upright. You're probably going to get some splash in your face anyway. What Well, maybe not this year because the water's pretty low, but if you go through a big wave, you're going to get water on you. I've only tipped over once. That was in my very first one. Since then, I've made it, fortunately. I guess I have good balance. I don't know.
Merrill will be in kayak number 108. He plans to run 6 more races. Let's go from a Streamside story to a Streamside check-in with Connor Magliosi.
Well, hey guys, so right now looking around, obviously the crowd for the most part has largely dispersed. We still have a couple of people up on that bridge really giving it their all with a lot of enthusiasm. And I just want to give a little quick shout out to the fact that those of you who are at home, who maybe tuned in late or, want to relive this just a little bit more, later tonight our very own Grace Bradley is going to have more from this race and some of those spots that we weren't able to cover with our broadcast. But I just want to, in addition to that, give a thank you. We have a lot of people who are behind the scenes right now. Our very own Adam Bubar is looking at me with a camera, standing out in the rain like an absolute champion. So I just want to give a thank you and a shout out to them for all of the hard work that they've done, as well as to Grace, who's going to have a story with us later tonight.
Awesome. Connor, how dry is Han Solo's gear down there?
I'm getting a little bit dry now. The rain, I don't want to say that it's gone because I know it will inevitably come back the minute I say that. But, I'm dry enough. But I'm very much looking forward to going home and getting changed at some point soon.
Phenomenal job. Thanks, buddy. All right. You got a couple left here, Sully, for the end of the broadcast or what?
Got, what's that, about 280 up there? They're another contemplative crew, just thinking maybe they're waiting for their friends. Hard to say.
I'd be worried about looking above it too much. They'll be surveying the area, and then all of a sudden their canoe will get away.
That was Colin Reese and Anna. I'm going to say Colin Reed and Anna Reed. What boat we got here? 343?
Or either, that might be a 43. Yeah, 343.
That's Jared Botting from Brewer, Ben Holt from Milford.
279 coming in hot. Ellen Brown and Jan Meyer from Portland, and 343 is hung up, and they're followed quickly by this same 279 team. A friendly shove that might work out better for everybody. They're still stuck a little bit. Boy, what a slingshot effort there. That was like Talladega Nights.
Rubbin's racing, man.
That's right. It is Talladega weekend after all.
There's one guy laying down in the middle there.
That's the limbo look that we've talked about a little bit earlier on.
That's Maddie, Daddy, and Ben Leiden from Turkey Hill.
Out of Cape Elizabeth. Sounds like somebody put their Instagram handle on their name sheet for this race.
Hey, you made the broadcast. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's what it's all about as they go straight into land. How do you think a straw hat would hold up? Boy, I think that's what it looks like.
Here we go. This is an unorthodox approach. 362. Justin Schlane, Merlin Schlane, Whittle.
Bodenham knows what they're doing, right? Yeah.
So I would assume.
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier, you don't see a lot of Morts. You don't come across a lot of Merlins either.
Yeah, the magical ride today for good old Merlin. Pretty much just King Arthur and Merlin Olsen is all I got for you in the Merlin department.
Yeah.
Well, you got the entire rapids out in front of you for this yellow kayak. A team look. Oh, that looked like it could have been painful.
Wet.
I might need to call my hip specialist after that kind of route.
It quickly became the hunt for Red October there as they took on a little water.
Hunt for an orthopedist.
Okay. More boats coming up here. Can't catch a bib number.
Yeah. Oh, they caught something there.
318 by my count. That single, that's Jim Nicholas from Gloucester, Mass.
He's a Gloucesterman. He'll be able to handle that. What do you got for 378?
Mike and Sarah Withers from New Gloucester.
Bumpy ride. Let's see if they can catch up to Gloucester. 376. Carrie Kurth out of Lincoln, Maine. Another one from Lincoln. Bouncing along. Left and right. Left and right. And through the rapids.
Don't celebrate yet.
You got to think about that rock and the other team that's still there. A head-on collision.
Let's check in with Connor one last time here. Maybe not. We'll just do one more time.
Well, hey guys, yeah, so I'm here with a person I just met by the name of Robert. Now, Robert, you were telling me, how much you love this race. Can you maybe tell me, why do you love this race so much?
Because I like to have I watch people a lot, and I love the canoe races, and I just love them when they go by. But some people fall right in the water. I don't know why they do that. And some people go right through there. I don't know how they do that, but they go right through there. And some people fall, some stand right, go right through there. But I don't know how they can do it, but they're so smart and they're good at it. And that's how people fall. Like, I don't know why they do that though, but they're good at it though.
They absolutely are. I'll tell you what, we have seen some truly incredible feats of athleticism here in the race so far. And as you can see right here, also some truly phenomenal and passionate spectators. I know we're just wrapping up here, but it has really been a tremendous afternoon. So I'm going to send it back to you guys one more time.
All right, thanks, Connor. I do want to shout out Team 383, Ben Underhill and Winston Simmons, because during that interview, those Corinth boys really took a straight-up shot at the top of the rapids. They really earned their exposure there.
That's Luke Wallace and Olivia Boudreau from Skowhegan and Oakland, Maine. So some central Mainers taking on the water.
Skowhegan-Mesolotsky team there. Oh, it's a big day for the Orange Animals today. 370 coming down the stretch. Blue and Sky Howard. Whoa! Oh. Man, they looked good there at the start of it, didn't they?
Both leaning to the same side, Ben.
That's what not to do?
That is what not to do.
I got you.
2 hours in, finally figured it out.
Yeah. It's all right. They were able to save their old top canoe.
Another boat coming up behind them. Look out.
In short order, it's the 305. Mr. 305 out of Miami, William Machado, Melanie Powers of Bar Harbor. Oh goodness, they've got something on their hands right there. How are we going to do this time? Quick bump on the front end. Colin and Ann Reed. And they're through. Some familiar faces, it sounds like. Now what do we have here? 315. A fun inflatable. Jordan Clement and Tyler Borgen.
And we've also just got boat 370 making its way under the bridge right to Connor. Connor, maybe you should jump in and grab that thing.
That's the Connor Magliozzi vessel.
There it is. Ghost ship.
It's there for the taking. Connor has the boots. 6 more miles to go.
There's a clamoring of people pushing for Connor to jump into the river as we sign off the broadcast here.
He is down by the river.
There is a groundswell of support for Connor to jump in as we sign off.
I heard plenty of rumors.
So make sure you take your phone out of your pocket there.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
step by step with minutes to go. How's the water?
Well, hold on, gentlemen. All right, I feel like this was a mistake in the grand scheme of things. Although, listen, I'm willing to do anything for the bit, for this art form, rather. I'm not gonna lie, I can feel it a little bit in my boots. It's a little chilly, but other than that, honestly, not too shabby. Of course, I have not dumped my entire self into the water, which I will admit, gentlemen, is not going to happen. But no, it's really been a fun day. It's, the energy of this place has really just been fantastic the entire time. I mean, year after year, this really is such a special occasion just for people all over. I know, hearing you guys on the broadcast, we have a lot of local people. We have some from all over the country and to some extent, coming in internationally. So just a really amazing, spectacular time. And I'm already counting the days until next year.
Tom Moriarty from Milford there, making their way through. Connor, thank you so much. It is certainly not an easy job down there, but you've done a good job capturing the energy. Streamside, talking to a couple people actually in the race, those here just to watch it, and some young, some old. So nice job down there, Connor. Thank you very much for your contribution today.
Awesome job down there, Connor Magliozzi, and I will just leave you with a parting word of, now that you're in it, just watch out for the slippery rocks down there, buddy. We got a couple more canoes and kayaks coming in to close out the broadcast here. Tom and Sean McGuire from Bangor in the 204 trying to hold off canoe number 242. Carl Lamb is there. Always great to...
well done by Carl.
Yes. Always great to bring you this broadcast. And we might have one more standing room only. Allison East in Northport with one of those brave paddles. Victorious halfway down and good to go.
What a way to wrap things up. Nice job there by Allison.
We want to thank you for tuning into our 57th Kenduskeag Stream Canoe Race coverage. Ben Barr, Brian Sullivan, and Connor Magliozzi and all of our crew. Thanks so much, and enjoy our continuing coverage with Grace Bradley Stories and the archives. Thanks.